Alright, so our boy Nico unlocked Metavision subconsciously. Kaiser is about to go in. Kunigami is once again being the ultimate menace as the wild card. And ISAGI, I believe, is most likely going to lose against the Ubers during this match. Welcome to my channel. I guess I cover bluelock now. Subscribe if you like that. Let's continue. Something interesting that was kind of portrayed for the first time this chapter is ISAGI actually talking to people about Metavision and them not knowing exactly what it is, as this is just a term he most likely created for it himself. This is when he actually asks Nico whether he just used Metavision, and he has no idea what it is, and then proceeds to explain to Nico exactly what it is with some high level detail, pretty much throwing the game as Nico is now able to understand it much more. And ISAGI even realizing this, his brain and vision are gonna evolve to a whole new level, and this could very well occur during the game. So ISAGI, what are you doing, my dude? I'm guessing he just wants to lose at this point. The last few games he's been on quite the winning streak, getting dub after dub and improving to such a high degree. Now with the other carries on his team in Kaiser being countered by Lorenzo, I think this may be rips. As a whole, the way the Ubers are set up are kinda countering them at this point. Kaiser is pretty much useless, even though we got this panel this chapter of him stating, "For me, nothing is impossible." However, once again in this chapter, like the previous, they're talking about the struggle of getting past Lorenzo. I'm getting the sense if Kaiser was to enter the flow state, it's very possible that Lorenzo could enter it as well. So once again, both then could just be countering one another out for the remainder of this match. I guess that's what happens when you have two of the new Gen 11 players facing one another, especially if one of them being a striker and now the first, I guess, defender in the group as well. Pretty wild stuff. Then if you consider the other players both teams have, IQ for the Ubers is also a monstrous defender. Having this reaction to the mention of Metavision, as we got to see in the under 20 Japan game, his ability to read the game is definitely on a high level as well, having pretty crazy spatial awareness. So I wouldn't be surprised if he actually has a variation of Metavision, or a different type of ability that's similar once again, but also different and could be unique to defenders, which may also connect to Lorenzo's ability not being Metavision but something else, and this could also be expanded for various other things in the future of the series as well. Throughout this match he hasn't really done too much. I'm expecting some shine from him shortly, especially in combination with Nico, with them seeming to be very close with one another now. These two working together, and then Lorenzo also being in the backline, that is quite hard to actually get through. Then if you compare someone like that to pretty much the crazy wildcard Kunigami, who's once again stealing balls from his own teammates and probably going for the goal. Will he get it? Most likely not. If he does, I guess props to him, but still, once again, he's not being the most likable character on an individual level. However, him being part of all these games does, as his new title suggests, adds in a wildcard factor where you don't really know what's going to happen, especially with what team he's actually on. And honestly, if he continues to be like this for the future story, whoever he ends up playing with, he's definitely going to be playing the same way, definitely not going to change. And of course, when he has his revenge match, which may be next, we're definitely going to get that wildcard training flashback and, his full dedicated shine, apart from these little crazy moments here and there. While also increasing the insanity the bastards actually play with. So I guess this is in character, in team formation, for him to do whatever he wants, to kind of fully go against the idea of having a formation. But some of the other things we learned in chapter 218 is from ISAGI's perspective, who most likely knows how to use Metavision, of course noting Kaiser and Nico as we already know, and the possibility that Lorenzo could also have it, which begs the question of when players get to a certain level, they automatically unlock Metavision to some degree. My theory is that by the end of the series, ISAGI's, I guess, most prominent ability will be his meta vision. That's the thing he's going to be peak of the verse at using. While most of the other characters on that, supreme level will have meta vision to some degree, with the differences being the extent that they're able to use it. The mention of whether or not Lorenzo has it is pretty much the main reason, I think, as he's a new Gen 11 player. Him acknowledging that someone on his level may actually have it, this kind of means players at a certain level naturally will have meta vision. Unless, of course, they're a different type of player where we get an expansion on what the Predator's Eye actually is, the thing Barrow used to score the goal. A reminder that the scores are currently 1-1, with the winner of the match getting decided by who gets the 3 goals first. So the Predator Eye is pretty much this. Focused on the 1v1 duel with the goalkeeper for the sole purpose of scoring goals, it's a specialized scoring orientated vision type that only activates in front of the goal. Talking about, even though both of them are strikers, they both use different visions for the sake of winning their games and scoring goals. And who wins depends on who can use their vision the best, with a visual representation here. Barrow solely focusing on the goalkeeper and the goal, while ISAGI views the whole entire thing. So which one will be better? We'll have to wait and see. I think the Ubers are going to win this fight due to their formation and the various counters they have for the bastards at this point, with of course there being one more final factor to consider for the remainder of this fight. When both of the masters actually hop on the field and what actually happens, Snuffy, while probably not being the best overall skill wise, his strategy and tactics are probably going to be quite insane. Whether or not it's him scoring won't really matter. Him making a goal occur is a very likely possibility. And imagine if his strategy and team being set up as such defensive powerhouses were able to stop a Noah goal if he was to come on the field. That would be pretty wild, as every time Noah has, been on the field, a goal has occurred, absolute domination. So if Snuffy was to actually stop one of those, that could be pretty wild, and once again would build up the Bastards redemption arc in the future of the Neo Egoist League, with the Ubers most likely showing to them what strategy and teamwork can actually do. Of course, this is just me thinking of a possible theory and a way the story could progress. I do think Barrow may be the one scoring the 3 goals for the Ubers once again, and then the Bastards only having 2 by the time they lose. We'll have to wait and see. Let me know what you think down below. Check out all the other stuff in the description if you haven't already. Will Kunigami get this goal? We'll have to wait and see. I personally don't think he will. If he does, that's going to be quite wild. It'll be 2-1, but I do think the Ubers are going to win this match. Subscribe. Shout out to these Patreon mad lads. That's it, guys. Peace.